Hey, you awesome folks! Thanks for taking this journey of discovery with your guide, Keith Haney. You're listening to the Becoming Bridge Builders podcast, your favorite podcast for everything from racial reconciliation to education innovation, justice reform, and leading change in the 21st century. This podcast is for people who love to be challenged with difficult topics, but want practical solutions to solve these challenging issues. Becoming Bridge Builders makes change possible. Each week on the podcast, Keith invites innovative thought leaders to share how they are building bridges in their area of expertise. You will hear breakthrough ideas and concepts that are changing the world. He's featuring guests who are best-selling authors, leaders at Microsoft, entrepreneurs, leading educators, professors, lawyers, and so many more. Listen in to learn how you can be the bridge to the change you are seeking.
My guest today is Valencia Dantzler. Known worldwide as a gratitude grandmaster, is the go-to expert for busy executives seeking to transform their lives without spending hours on complex mindset work. She helps high-achieving professionals transform their biggest challenges into breakthrough moments by utilizing simple, science-backed gratitude practices. Valencia transformed her own life from contemplating suicide to building an international coaching business through her signature Fly High framework, executive coaching program, and exclusive retreats in Nairobi. Her approach combines the simplicity of gratitude with proven brain science, helping leaders get unstuck and achieve their biggest goals in weeks, not years. We welcome her to the podcast. Well, Valencia, welcome to the podcast. How you doing today?
I am super fantastic. I hope you are as well.
I am. I'm not in as beautiful a setting as you are. My background is my office. You're out there with mountains and all kinds of cool stuff. So,
yeah, I know. I'm loving it. I can't deny it. I'm very grateful.
God is good.
Yes.
So I'm going to ask you my favorite question I ask all my guests. What's the best piece of advice you ever received?
Ooh. Les Brown told me, no matter what, keep going. And He was right. He said, you're going to have ups and downs in life. I said, Les Brown, you've been through so much in your life. I read his book. And I said, how were you able to just, have integrity, knowing that you've gone through so much in your life, and then able to speak life into other people, even though maybe your life wasn't going great at the time? He said, keep going, no matter what, keep going.
I love that. That's powerful words of advice, because pressing on, I think as I talk to a lot of people, especially about this current generation, what they lament more than anything else is that have we trained our young people to be resilient, to keep going on when things get difficult, or, because as a parent, you want to protect your child and make sure you save them from all the bad things. But are we in doing that, are we not helping them to be prepared for the tough times ahead? So I love that about keep moving forward.
Right. Keep going. He said, keep moving. Love it.
As you think about your life and your journey, who are some people in your life who served as a mentor for you, or even a source of inspiration on your journey? You can kind of give them a shout out right now.
Well, I shout out to Les Brown, right? Because he was the original, right? Yeah. Or he is the original, right? And then from him, people like one of my best mentors, Joseph McClendon III. He has definitely imparted a lot of wisdom on my life, and just even what I do, day to day. He's really helped me with that a lot.
That's so cool. Well, we want to thank those people for being a blessing to you, and I'm not sure not just you, but many others as well. So yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, he's been key.
So Val, you're known around the world as a gratitude grandmaster. Can you share where that title came from and what it means to you to be known as that?
Okay. So it really has to do with my story. So I know people see the big smile that's on my face. It is real. I'm not about any fakery or anything like that. But 8 years ago, I was really at the place where not only did I want to say bye to America, right? But I wanted to say goodbye to the whole world, right? And I'm the type of person, I grew up in church. I was always good in school. I graduated magna cum laude, all of that. Um, However, I had gotten to a point in my life where I just didn't want to go on. And I ran across this video, just a brief video, and the lady happened to mention that she started exercising gratitude. I took her up on that. Long story short, I tried it for a week. I felt better. By the end of the month, I wanted to live and I couldn't believe it. And so then that made me go in and really find out what is the science behind this.
So dig deeper into that. Tell us about the science behind. I mean, we kind of as Christians we know, that Paul says be thankful in all circumstances, and he really teaches us to practice gratitude. But give us the science behind it besides just the spiritual aspect of it.
Okay, I'd love to do that. And also, before we really get into it, because I know this is going to be a great discussion, I want to thank you for having me on. And I absolutely love everything that you are doing.
Thank you.
Okay. And I want everyone to just stop what they're doing, subscribe to this podcast. Okay. Give him a great 5-star rating, because this is how we spread this message to the whole wide world. Okay.
Yeah.
So I want to thank you and let you know that I'm grateful that I'm on here today.
Well, thank you.
Okay.
It's a pleasure. Yeah, it's a labor of love for me. So
Good. I could definitely tell that. I could definitely tell that. So, yeah. So the science behind gratitude, for instance, well, I went on because it saved my life. Within 30 days, I wanted to live. It made me figure out what just happened. Something happened here. And so I had to find the science behind it. Because, like I told you, I grew up in the church, absolutely nothing wrong with the church, right? But it just wasn't enough for me at the time, because I had made up my mind. I had set the date, what I knew I was going to do, and when I was going to do it, right? And nobody knew. And how many people do we know, even in the church, that, gospel singers and things like that? And, we've lost them, right?
right,
So it was a real thing that I was feeling at the end of that 30 days. And I went on to become an elite neuro encoding specialist. And all that means is I help myself as well as other people reprogram themselves so they can live the life that they want to do. And it was science. And with that gratitude practice, unknowingly, I was doing that. Okay. And all it was is I changed my perspective. We have glasses. Both of us have glasses on, right?
right,
Take the glasses off. Things could be a little bit blurry. Okay. Put the glasses on. You're looking at the same thing, but oh, it's clearer now. Our lens has changed. So it's science. It's not woo woo. It might sound like it's woo woo.
right,
What do you mean you can do something and you can see clearer, right? But we take it secondhand now because we know what glasses are, right?
right,
But it's the same thing. It is putting on a different lens, looking at the same thing, right?
right,
And so I chose to look at it with a lens of gratitude. Now in neuroencoding, we say what you write, you invite. So I actually had a journal, and every day I would write down only what I'm grateful for. I didn't know anything about neuroscience or neuroencoding. This was a download from God, okay?
right,
Nobody told me how to do this. The little lady on the video did not tell me how to do this. This was all a download, okay? And so I could only write down what I was grateful for on those pages. And it was very difficult at first because I was the type of person who would get up in the morning thinking about all the relationships that didn't work, all the money that I didn't have. Okay. And I'm telling you, these things were rehearsed in my head for years. I'm not talking about 1 or 2 years. I'm talking 10, 15, 20 years. Okay. But guess what? Now I know. I was programming myself for the demise.
Mm.
Unknowingly. Nobody wants demise.
Right.
But because it's so, we're in this world, right? But we don't have to be of the world, right? So it's easy for us to look at the negative. It's easy for us to be even consumed on the news by the negative, right? But what that's actually doing is it's programming in our subconscious mind, which I believe is your connection to God. Okay. It's way more powerful than your conscious mind or your thinking mind, or your mind is always trying to figure things out. Doesn't the Bible say, proclaim a thing, proclaim what you want?
Yeah.
that's that's knowing the what. That's tuning into that subconscious, that God in you. God doesn't tell us to figure out how it's going to happen. That's his job.
Right.
We just need to know the what, and that's neuroscience. We need to know the what and be passionate about that thing, right?
Right.
And I'm telling you, you're going to get a download. What you're looking for is looking for you, and that's what happened to me 8 years ago. And now, look, the whole world has been opened up to me.
I love that. As you think about your story, though, for people who are hearing this and they're maybe in that place where you were, it's like everything just seems like it's crashing out around them. For you, what was the turning point where, so you started doing the gratitude practice, but what was that turning point? Was like, okay, now this is starting to stick, as opposed to, just surviving. Now it's like my whole outlook has changed. My vision for the future has changed. There really is joy where there was sorrow. What was that turning point for you?
Well, that turning point for me was really, I mean, 8 years ago when I took a chance. I didn't believe it was going to work. Listen, I had made the date. I set the date. And I'm a calendar girl.
Yeah.
When you put something on my calendar, I'm going to do it. I'm going to show up. I'm going to be there. Okay. You don't even have to keep reminding me it's on my calendar. I'm going to do it. Right. So I put the date on my calendar. Okay. So that means I was serious about it. Like I'm done. I'm done trying. So I hope nobody gets to that point where they're totally, totally done. But I'm telling you, it was really God, Almighty God, right? That put that happenstance video in front of me. Okay. And the lady, and I said, you know what? I know it's not going to work. That ain't going to work. Cause she told me, just think about what you're grateful for every day. And I said, girl, by the time when I get up in the morning, I've already thought about 10,000 problems, 10,000 things that have gone wrong in my life. Okay. But something said, I knew the what. Everybody really wants to live, right? That's the what. Nobody really wants the demise. They really don't want that. What you really want is the pain to be gone. So that what I want the pain to be gone sent me, well, why don't you just write it down in a journal? I said, I hadn't had a journal since I was 7 years old. What are you talking about? Well, it's not going to work, but you know what? At least when they find me, I'm going to have this journal, and at least I tried, because that's evidence that I tried. And that what was in my mind. So I went out and got that journal, and I started writing it down. I said, I'm going to give myself a week. And at the end of that week, I felt just a little bit better. I was like, no, I know this is not real, but mine is playing tricks on me. But since nobody knows what I'm going to do anyway, let me just delay it one more week and try it again. And I felt a little bit better. So the turning point was starting to happen. Third week, let me just try one more time. Delayed it again. I felt better. But by the end of that month, I didn't have those feelings anymore. I wasn't waking up in dread anymore. And so that was the turning point for me. I said, wait a minute, I got something here. I don't know what just happened. But for years and years and years, I'm no longer thinking those thoughts that I was thinking.
Wow,
And I want to live.
that is powerful. So you coach people now in this, and tell us about your fly high framework, because I think it'd be helpful for kind of us to dig into, how do you teach this to other people now?
Yeah. So I use a fly high. I have a community, and I teach the fly high. It's called, the community is called um, Ease Over Exhaustion. Okay. And in this community, I do group coaching, and I talk about fly high. So imagine uh, you have all these negative thoughts. Okay. And they're toxic thoughts. So it could be procrastination, putting things off. It could be imposter syndrome, and I don't feel like I'm good enough, right? All those things are toxins. And imagine that going in a murky, murky, murky water. But there's this ladder out of this water. And the first rung is F for fly. And that means F, that means stands for focus. The next rung is L, lift. So focus is set your sights on what it is, the what that you want. Start lifting yourself out. Stop thinking somebody's going to save you, cuz you really got to be the one to save yourself, okay? So lift. Start going in that direction that you want to go. Why? You're going to yield a better life. You're going to look back and you're like, dang, all that murky water down there, but I'm outside of the water and I see myself going. Okay. H, halt. This is for high. Halt. That means change, change the narrative, change, interrupt that pattern that you've been in. Right. So by me practicing gratitude in the morning, I interrupt the pattern. Okay. A, action. Make sure you're taking action towards that thing that you want to take every day. Okay. L, live every day. Live. Do something that it is you want to do. Okay. And G, of course, is gratitude. Be thankful. Be grateful. Okay. And practice that. That's the fly high.
So as you tell people walk through these steps in this process, maybe share some stories of some of the people who've been transformed by this. Besides yourself, we know you were, but I'm just curious: is there a client that comes to mind that you kind of is like maybe your signature client of that you're so proud of
Yeah.
what God has done through them?
Well, I actually have new clients here in Rwanda, which I'm excited about. And they are very, very receptive to what I'm saying. So I have one brand new client. He's only been a client for like 2 weeks, but he has already, of course, had consultations with me and things. And you know, here in Rwanda, there is a thing of a lot of young people are dealing with alcoholism and things like that because they're not able to, or they feel that they're not able to communicate their wants and their needs. They feel like they need to keep those things inside. One, they don't want to be disrespectful to their parents, right? Because it's about the parents telling you what to do and you heeding to that, right? So you don't feel comfortable in saying, but I need help, right? So a lot of this is going on. So I'm happy to say that he, and of course I never mention names or anything, but he is not no longer drinking or anything like that. He has a new lease on life. We figured out what his what truly is and what puts him when he says, "Hey, I'm feeling down." I've given him tools to say, the what that you want, let's go ahead and automatically, when you feel yourself going down, let's automatically tune you into that higher frequency. And we've identified some things to go in his toolbox that automatically puts him in that frequency so he can lift his own self up and feel good. Because I say, when you high, you can fly. But when you low, your very destiny you will blow. And it's only up to the person individually to keep themselves as high as they can.
So you've done retreats too. What led you to start doing retreats to help teach this to people?
Well, as you can tell, I'm a fun person. I like to have fun. Okay. I do believe in ease over exhaustion because I've had to do it for myself. So basically, I'm living my story out loud. Okay. And yes, I do host retreats here, right here in Kigali. Okay. And because I want people to come and experience a sense of freedom where they can really be themselves, They don't have to worry about crime or anything like that. Very, very receptive. You'll be treated like, I mean, average people treat you like kings and queens, not according to the color of your skin, but because you are a human being, right? And that is everyone's birthright. Okay. So I want them to come and experience that. And in the process, we learned just a little bit about neuroscience and how to do this on a daily basis. But it's to get them out of that environment of a life of exhaustion, burnout. You don't like what's going on. And for 2 weeks, you can be here and experience something that's really going to last your whole lifetime.
I have a lot of my listeners who are also executives. I'm curious, what are you discovering with high level executives when they deal with the stress of life? What common themes are you running across as you try to help them transform their thinking into be more gratitude grandmasters?
Well, so I just got off the phone with someone actually. Um, High powered executive had gotten to the point where just on that, what I call that hamster wheel, okay, doing the job, paying the bills, making sure everything at home is right, doing all that stuff. And then you look up one day and either your health is bad, right? Maybe you had a heart attack, right? You feel like you're gonna getting ready to break at any point, so you're having a mental breakdown, even though you have a beautiful home, even though you have everything a person would ever want. You have even quote unquote the looks of a great marriage, right? Everything on the outside looks great, chef kiss, but on the inside, you're dying inside. And your body is usually the first thing that really is going to tell you that this is what's happening. Stress. And we know stress kills you. Okay. So, really, whether they're an executive or they're just average Joe, I'm finding that a lot of people are going through the same thing, that stress, that burnout. And it is okay for you to say, hold up, wait a minute. I need some help here. I need to get out of this. Okay. And that's where I come in. That's where I come into play. And I'm able to just give them practical advice on what they should do if they carry it out. Oh, I mean, within moments, sometimes the first session, they're feeling great about it
I love
because I'm
this. Yeah, no, this
differently.
is great. So for the person who's listened to this podcast, they go, I need somewhere to start. What would you say would be the one simple gratitude practice they can start today to shift their mindset?
Okay, get yourself a journal, not just a little piece of paper. Okay, I need you to have some place where you can put it so that it's special to you. Okay, because you're actually going to date this journal. Okay, you're going to date this journal. You're going to make a session, a date with yourself. And I want you to put a time on your calendar, whether it's, I like first thing in the morning. Okay, when you wake up, have it right by your bed. Okay, and write down 3 to 5 things that you're grateful for, not knowing what it is. I just want you to say, I am happy and grateful that, and just let it'll kick in. You won't know what you're going to write, but all of a sudden it's going to come to you. Write those 3 to 5 things down, close that book, and go on about your day. That's it. Do it for a week. Watch what it does for you. I dare you do it.
All right, let's take the challenge, audiences. Get yourself a
All right.
journal and do it. What Val asked us to do is and see what happens. As I believe, like you talked about, if you start out thinking about all that God has done for you every day, your perspective of the day already changes. If you go into the day expecting the day to go badly, you will find that in your life without even a whole lot of work. So yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, it is very true. It's scientific, but it's just more than science. It's just a way that it's, you know what it's done for me? it's brought the Bible, it's made the Bible even clearer to me. These principles and things has made the word more legible to me, made me understand it more deeply because I'm actually doing a thing. I'm not just hearing a word. This is in the Bible too, but I'm doing it. And I'm not overly religious person. I'm not. But I did grow up in the church, right? So it's in me. But I am telling you, don't just be a hearer of the word. You got to do. And when you have that journal and you write down every day, you are doing. And that's where your transformation is going to come in the doing. It's not just the hearing, it's the doing.
I love it. So, what's the future vision for your work that you're doing now?
Ah, you know what? I really want everyone, and look, Kigali doesn't pay me, but I want everyone to experience Kigali. Like for real. Like you guys need to come here and experience it. And you will look back and you will be like, "Oh my God, that's a beautiful experience. I was actually treated such with ease. I could actually relax here. Not necessarily on just what people are promoting to us because I've been to Mexico, Jamaica, Bahamas, Canada, okay? But I had no idea, not the desire hadn't even reached me to visit Africa. But once I got here, it's beautiful. The food is fresh. Everything is organic. Okay. The cost of living is very, very low. And it's beautiful. The people are beautiful. I wake up every Sunday morning to a choir singing. I can hear the choir singing right a block over. And the children are just singing. Yeah, it is so beautiful here. So, anyway,
All right,
that
now
would
you're
be it.
making me want to move to Africa now. Uh,
Come on, while you can. You
so,
know what I say?
what's
I
that?
say, I say, live your life now, because one day you won't be able to.
That's very true. So, I have something new for my guests in season 6 of the podcast, and that is you get to pick a number for a secret question that you did not get ahead of time. So, pick a number between 1 and 4, and we'll figure out what your secret question is.
1 and 4. I'm gonna pick 4.
All right. And your surprise question is, oh, here you go. Is a hot dog a sandwich? And if so, why?
Is a hot dog a sandwich? And if so, why? If it's between two pieces of bread, I would say yeah.
You made all the
And look,
Chicago people happy.
exactly. Look, I'm a newly proclaimed vegetarian too, but we have veggie hot dogs here. Okay.
I love it. So I'm curious, Val, as you think about the impact you're having on the world right now, what do you want your legacy to be?
Whew. I just want people to definitely believe in themselves and know that they have all the tools, that God has given them all the tools to have the desires of their heart. You just have to have the courage to go after it. And that's it.
I love that. So as we wrap up our conversation, what key takeaway do you want to leave with the audience as you help them to go on that or begin that gratitude journey?
I really want you, well, even doing the simple gratitude practice, you're really going to start falling in love with your journal, but you're going to really fall in love with yourself. And then you're going to know why God loves you so much. Okay. It's in the doing of that you're going to get that. You're going to fall in love with yourself just by doing that work. So
So where can people connect with you and learn more about what you do on social media?
they can go to my Instagram, which is at Val Dantzler. It's just like my name, VALDAN, T like Tom, Z like zebra, LER. Again, at Val Dantzler. And they can just DM me the word ease, EASE. And I have a special gift. I have a really, really special gift for all your listeners. I'm going to give them, it's a free little quiz that they can take, takes about 2 minutes, right? They fill that out and they're going to get a free wellness plan for themselves, customized to them. All right. And also, they're going to get, if you ever even thought about coming to Africa, where should I go? Because of that quiz, I'm going to send you, you're going to be able to know exactly which country is best for you based on what your preferences are.
All right, that's good to know because I'm found out from my ancestry.com that I'm from Nigeria, but
Oh, okay. That's good. That's good. I mean, you'll see. It's beautiful. I see my cousins every other day. I saw my ex-boyfriend the other day here. Right. So everybody has a friend, has a twin here. Like for real. That's for real. So it's beautiful.
that's amazing. Well, Val, thanks so much for taking the time to help us think more about gratitude and appreciating the things that God has done. Blessings on the work you're doing and the beautiful sunset behind you there in Africa. We're so thankful that we had this conversation.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. I'm sending you love.
Thank you. Do you know that most entrepreneurs hit a revenue ceiling and have no idea why? They're working harder, spending more money, running more ads, but revenue stays flat. My friend Dr. Noah St. John calls this the invisible break. He's giving our listeners a free revenue ceiling audit to help you see what's really holding you back. You'll get a free 30-day membership to NoahBot, giving you access to Dr. Noah's 30 years of experience to help you reach your next level. But hurry, because there's only 50 available this month. So if you're tired of being stuck at the same revenue level and want to finally break through, get your free revenue ceiling audit at drnoahvault.com in the affiliate link that'll be listed in the show notes.
Thanks for listening to Becoming Bridge Builder. If you enjoyed this episode and want to help support the podcast, please subscribe and share it with others. Post about it on social media or leave a rating and review. To catch all the latest from me, you can follow me on Instagram at bkeithhaney and on Getter and Twitter at RevHeadpin. Thanks again and tune in next time.